Hey, what is going on, everyone? Welcome to Season 2, Episode 4 of the SurgeCast, presented by Primo X Hockey, Level Up Snacks, and In the Clutch Apparel. I am Zach Martin.
I'm Bailey Curtis.
And we are in for a absolute treat tonight. But before we get into what is going to be chaos of this episode, Bailey, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm nervous that I'm going to embarrass myself in this upcoming episode because I feel like, I mean, we all know how young I am and how much of a baby I am compared to a lot of the hockey community around me. And so when we finally get to that part of the episode, knowing my history of hockey, we're in for a treat. But how are you?
I'm doing good. Got the next 2 days off, and then I also got Sunday off with our new work schedule, so that's going to be exciting. But other than just, dealing with some house stuff and all that. But
very exciting. I'm sure you're ready to finally have everything done and over with.
Yeah, official move-in date's the 25th of August, and then hopefully the office will get set up and look real nice with not this makeshift background I have. We're actually it's going to be a legit hockey podcasting office. I'm actually kind of excited about that. Very exciting. For this episode, we're going to talk about Ethan Bear because that luckily just dropped right before the episode because we were recording on Wednesday night. I almost forgot what day it was.
It's been that kind of week.
It's been like that since 2020. Let's be honest. 2020 broke time.
True.
So we're gonna do that, and then we're doing an all Canes fantasy draft with me and Bailey and our two amazing guests. But the caveat is they have to play at least one regular season game with the Hurricanes to be eligible. But the thing is, though, there's a coach/player that can be drafted as a coach or a player. So we're doing all 5 skating positions, a goalie, and a head coach. Mm-hmm. But the head coach and player can't be on the same team.
I'm sure you guys know who we're talking about.
Yeah, but this is going to be a lot of fun. So the 2 guests we have tonight, for me, it's like, if we're going to do a full fantasy-ish type draft, we got to make it a little bit more fun and just chaotic other than just me and Bailey. So
absolutely.
We got our now 3-time, I think, three-time guest. She's been on before. She is a Flyers fan who's becoming more of a Hurricanes fan because it's a better choice. I mean, why not? We're fun. We're a bunch of jerks, but we have fun playing hockey. Plus, we had Alex Line for a little bit too. So I mean, at least
and she does have a connection to the Canes with covering the Wolves. So
she does, and she also has her own podcast as well. Welcome back to the podcast, Samantha Wismer. How are you doing tonight, Sam?
I'm good. Thank you for the introduction. Yeah.
for
tonight.
And
I apologize in advance for all the chaotic nature that's probably ensuing out of this episode.
Oh, this is going to be
with me and her. It's just pure chaos.
No, with you two and Bailey, this is going to be like I kind of do this to myself because I know it's going to be chaotic but also fun.
Absolutely.
But this might be a caveat to a all-female SurgeCast episode in the future. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But to the counterpart of this Sam and Kat duo, bringing her on for the second time on the show, just a TikTok extraordinaire of anything Carolina Hurricanes and also playoff hockey because why not? Because the Hurricanes unfortunately left the playoffs early, but the TikToks are still fantastically great. Welcome back, Kat Hunter. How are you doing tonight, Kat?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me. I'm excited for the chaos.
Yeah, definitely a lot of chaos. Yeah, for sure.
I'm excited for Sam to join it. I mean, obviously, last time I had a bunch of fun talking with you guys, but I know just talking with her and it's just gonna go off the rails, but in a good way.
Yeah,
so best way.
I'm curious to see if this is gonna be like the Disney Channel iCarly Justice show of just the Sam and Cat chaos that came off of that. So I'm curious to see that's going to carry over to this episode of the SurgeCast.
I come from a fan base that is pure chaos.
That is,
yes.
I mean, Philly is just chaotic in general. So
we are more chaos than usual.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah, for sure. It definitely is something to say the least. But no, this is gonna be fun though to have having both of you on as with me and Bailey for this all-time Hurricanes team draft is going to be interesting because the fact that you got like newish Canes fan, 2001 born Hurricanes fan. I had to do it. I'm sorry. I had to do it.
I'm baby. I was 5 years old when the last cup was won.
But luckily, the counterpart in the corner of the screen, kind of near my age, so we're kind of like right there. So
yeah, we're not going to say old. We're just going to say mature.
I mean, hey, I'm 31. I'm okay with mature-ish. A mature millennial. Mature-ish millennial.
At least we have all agreed on that we have located blenders for frozen margs at the outdoor games.
Yes, that's for sure. And that's going to be very, very fun. That tailgate's going to be absolutely amazing.
Excited.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I might have to just take a couple days off and just be like, yeah, we're doing the day before and after. Just got to have all the Canes fun possible.
I'm actually staying with Brian from House of Jerks.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
There you go.
Quite literally a couch to crash on.
Literally, yeah. He jokes all the time.
He was like, don't spend the money on a hotel. He's like, just come stay with me. I was like,
also,
okay.
We'll be all together so we can make some videos and TikToks and stuff.
Absolutely.
There we go. Yeah, there we go. just have Kat and Sam and then just SurgeCast. Just be like, hey, let's make more chaos on TikTok because why not? All right. So before we jump into the draft, we're going to talk about Ethan Bear for a little bit because he's officially signed with the Hurricanes after his arbitration hearing. 1 year at $2.2 million. Bearsy's back, baby. Let's go.
Yes.
Like, because it was like right before we even started recording. I think Sam broke it for both of us. I mean, Bailey, Bearsy's back.
Honestly, with this just goes to show how confident he's feeling about all the struggles that he kind of went through health-wise last season too. So arbitration obviously wasn't a point for it. They both made the decision. I'm hoping we see a lot more of him than we were able to see, and we're kind of taken away in the moments that were kind of taken away from us and seeing him last season.
Yeah, for sure. You might have him as a third pair D-man. I'm not going to be upset about that. And then throwing him as
absolutely not.
How about this though? Quarterback in one of the power play units.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, I'm here for it. I mean, Kat, what are your thoughts on Ethan Bear coming back to the Canes?
I mean, I'm sure Slavin wouldn't mind not having to do everything and quarterback.
I'm sure... give Slave a little bit of a break.
Yeah,
he's like.
I love Bear when he was playing before all the stuff with his COVID and like all of that. I love when he played. I thought he played really well with Slavin. Even when people said later he had to step off, I was like, yeah, but it's not like they weren't like,
COVID. Like we want him to do.
Yeah, and they weren't like egregious mistakes. Like he was just getting back into it. Whereas we had some other defenders where I'm like, you should know better. You're fully healthy. It's fine.
Yeah. When your initials are TDA, but you forget the D part because you just can't play defense.
So I'm excited. I think he was really starting to get comfortable because he talked about it a lot of times under Rod where he was like, I'm being trusted to just shoot the puck. And there were a couple times I remember one of his, I don't know who we were playing. It was one of his goals. And I think we were even going for a change and he was holding the blue line for us and he just took a shot, like just at the goal. No one saw it coming and it just all of a sudden it was a goal and everyone was
He had multiple moments like that last season. My most memorable was the first time we played Colorado where that happened.
Yeah.
Oh, so. my favorite moment was the New Year's Day comeback game against the Jackets.
Oh yeah.
Winning 7-4.
That happened
That
too.
Was fun. That was a nice slap.
I know for those confident moments from because you could tell when he got back he wasn't really feeling that and he was a little bit slower to like get into things. So I'm excited to see the first half of the season Ethan Bear back with us because I was we could really utilize him. I thought like Rod really knew how to use him. We had a couple too many D-man that like it was hard to put him in at some points.
Yeah, Brendan Smith.
No. Yeah, now we have some gaps and he'll be able to like I feel like fit more in and not be as shuffled out as much and hopefully we can stay healthy.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I could definitely see you might be seeing like a Slavin Burns, Pesci Shea, depending on what's going on with Jake Gardner, you might see a Gardner Bear type situation. Unless they move Gardner, then you might be looking at a Bear
Bear Chatfield, Bear Coughlin. We have a lot of opportunities on honestly, that third pair.
Bear Coughlin, I'll be here for it.
I don't know a lot about Coughlin, I'll be honest. I don't know a lot about him, but like I've been looking at some of his stuff and he's pretty consistent as well. So like if him and Bear are consistent, and they're not quite the level of like Shea and Pesci, but they're just consistent.
That's a good third pair to have. Like I've heard Coughlin though, like he's supposed to have some good upside. To get him in that trade with Max Pacioretty for future considerations, definitely a solid pickup for the Hurricanes. Yes, that'd be a great throw in. But Sam, like, what are your thoughts about the Hurricanes bringing Bear back for a 2.2?
I definitely think it was a good move. Like my favorite GIF right now is SpongeBob holding up I have $3. So I don't know where any of these teams are pulling the money out of. But again, we're not all Florida Panthers and can pull that money out like Matthew Tkachuk.
Or Tampa Bay or Vegas, where it's just like, where are you getting this money?
Like, Vegas is showing they don't have it. So
When you give patches away for absolutely nothing. Yeah, you're kind of in cap trouble there. It's like, we need the $7 million off our books. Take him.
I know the guy who owns the Vegas Fever podcast, and we were talking, and he's like, I can't believe they gave up patches. He's like, that is the dumbest move they could have made.
And Coughlin for absolutely nothing.
That's what he said. He's like, we got absolutely nothing in return, and I was like,
thank you so much for a 6-time 30-goal scorer who's going to be probably on the first or second line, just burying pucks.
But to go back to something Kat said about, or it was either Kat or Bailey said something about Chatfield. I definitely think Chatfield could be plugged in. I don't think he does not need to be on the Wolves this season. He performed so
it's one of those things, and you see with how many of them left during free agency, like our affiliate team was just super stacked.
Sam is not here for it. Sam is not here.
None of us are.
They want their shot at the big times. Let them go.
Exactly. And so it's one of those things too, where on any other league or not any other league, on any other roster, even in the affiliates, like they could have been brought up a lot sooner to play some NHL time. But the way that our team was structured, there was just no room for that.
The goalies too.
Yeah. It's like we have Cal Morris is now a Chicago Wolf, stolen from Rockford, so that's gonna be interesting. But I mean,
sorry, Zach. Like,
you're good.
The one that like I was super. Everyone's like, "Oh, I bet you're really upset over Lyon." I was like, "Not really," because he was a 1-year contract. Like, I knew he was gonna go. He was gonna bounce.
Yeah, I mean, he's too good to stay in Chicago for another full season.
Right.
I was really upset over Podorowski.
Yeah,
that hurts when you lose the captain. Yeah, or the fact what Joey Keane's gone too. Joey Keane's going overseas.
I was so excited to see Joey Keane with our organization.
It's just I guess the fact that he was just tired of being stuck in the AHL, which you can't blame him, because you look at like. Depth is a good thing to have, but it's also a bad thing to have, because then you get guys going like, I could play in the league, but I can't do anything with the Hurricanes, because when you got Slavin, Burns, Pesci, Shea taking up your top 4, then you got to fight for the last 2 spots. And if you got guys like Bear and Gardner and possibly Chatfield and possibly Coughlin, it's like
the Wolves were honestly just a cheat code in the AHL this year. Oh my gosh,
yeah, this is absolutely stupid for how that team.
What are we thinking? We got Dzingel back.
Chicago, have fun.
It's going to be great.
Have fun in Chicago. Have fun in Chicago, because you ain't making this roster.
The amount of people that reposted that welcome, and they're like, "This is great Photoshop." It was like,
I mean, it was pretty good.
Was it?
It was pretty good. I mean, when you see 1 year 2-way, it's like, he's going to Chicago. He's not touching.
Yeah, they don't make that 2-way deal unless they're.
Yeah, welcome to the Wolves. But it was just funny because like I don't know a time where I've seen a player come back like that. So I was like. I know Alex is probably wanting Fleury, but
yeah, I'm trying to think of who have we brought anyone back? We're not the Blackhawks where they're just bringing the
not
band
in my
back
time.
Together.
No, but it gives me hope that Nina will want to come back.
He's a national predator, and I'm not here for it. I could have been fine with any other team. Any other team would have been fine, but not the Predators. Not the Predators.
His quote to them, I was just like, did you want to just like make me even sadder?
Why don't you rip my heart out while you're at it?
He literally said, "We're such a competitive team. They skate really hard. They're very physical and hard to compete against. I think this team is not very far from having a great run."
A team that was knocked out by Colorado
in a sweep.
I was like, what do you mean they're not far from a competitive run? What are we, chopped liver?
How about though that Trocheck
is a team that's far from a competitive run? I can name a few.
How about Vincent Trocheck is also a New York Ranger? After you just lost to them, you joined
for 7 years, right? 7.
I think it was like
we lost that streak.
And the amount of money too in his AAV. Oh my gosh, yeah. There was no way the Canes were going to touch it. Well, because Double doesn't even sit at 2. We want to have guys that want to stay here, but we can't give guys in that age range of like
he doesn't
32, 33. You are not getting anything. Like you're maxing out maybe 4 years.
Yeah.
And that's pushing it.
And sorry, I won't harp on this because I've gone through my grieving period. I should be over it than I am.
Well, you were on the podcast for it, so it's okay.
When I heard that, like you said, like we're not going to give long terms or anything to people of those ages and everything, which is fine. I understand it in a business.
Honestly, yeah, it's like
because you don't want to get trapped in a deal and then the guy not pan out long term.
Yeah, then you're stuck like all these teams are like, all right, we have no space because we can't move you. What are we going to do now? And then you're kind of just Minnesotaing for a while where you're just in the middle. And it's like,
but when I heard that this is from like a source my dad knows sources in the Canes, that we were going to match that deal and even offer longer to Nino means he wanted something else. And so that's what made me like, and then and I'm like, Nino.
My guess is he probably didn't want to have third line minutes. He probably wanted to go back into the top 6, I'm guessing.
Which fair to him. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean 2x4, you're like, oh, how can we not get him for 4 years AAV? I mean, even if
it's like it's like the situation that happened with who was it on Calgary, or was it Johnny Gaudreau? Yeah, he was offered 10 mil from Calgary, said no, and took just under that with Columbus. He didn't want to stay
at all. Yeah, no matter what they offered him.
Don't get the corner started on Johnny G.
Johnny Hockey.
I mean, you know what? A lot of people give Columbus crap. It's actually a nice city to visit, honestly. Like
no, but the Instagram post where it's just no. That is my stance.
The rumor that it was Philly, no offense, Sam, but the rumor that it was Philly, and then they were hating on him for choosing like Columbus instead. I'm like, I mean, I would have chosen Columbus instead. No offense.
Sam's like iron.
Poor Sam. Just like, why am I getting all this hate?
At this point, Bailey,
well, it's a good thing.
We love you.
It's a good thing that you're a Hurricanes fan as well. So it's all in just love, and you're coming to the right side. You're coming to the right side.
Also, I said that as in like not the area of Philadelphia, not fully the team.
But you gotta understand. Philly is my heart and my soul, and I will never leave them.
Which fair, more power to you.
Yeah,
fair because through the last couple of years, we've seen some Hurricanes fans that don't feel that strongly about the area or the team. So I appreciate your.
I don't know how you can not love this team right now. It's
it's absolutely, they're a phenomenal team, and there was a podcast a couple weeks ago that I heard. Somebody say a quote that either an old player or an old coach say, it's not about the name on the back, it's about the name that's on the front.
Yep.
And he said there's not a superstar player on the Hurricanes, it's a superstar team.
Yeah.
Okay.
I preach this point all the time too. When you hear players that come into the organization, they're like, I've heard great things about the environment and the community aspect that Raleigh and North Carolina brings to the team. Like, it's hard to not want to be part of something like that.
Why do you have former players that are still living in the Raleigh area, like Cam Ward and all those guys? They're like
my hero.
They love the area and they don't want to leave. I mean, why would you not want to leave the Triangle? It's so great.
And the fact that Brent Burns. Anyway, already
go ahead.
Well, he waived his no trade. Like, he didn't. We weren't one of his approved teams, and he approved it. He was like, "I'll go there." They convinced me with how they're coaching, with how they play.
So we were one of his teams. Like, don't trade me there. He's like, all right, cool, never mind.
It was like a don't trade. I think he had some that were approved that he was like, I only want to go to these.
Oh, okay.
We weren't a direct no. We just weren't on the approved yes. But then he changed his mind, which speaks volumes. Like, if you have a player with that capability that want, because other players are like, no, I said I don't want to go here, and I will not go here.
And my co-host, God love her, I love Shannon to death, but she's like, my guy is 37 years old. I was like, doesn't mean he can't play.
Have you seen his production still? It's still pretty good for 37. I mean, he's got numbers.
Listen,
and he's won Norris's. He's a multi-time All-Star.
I'm going to pass this information on to you guys. DHgate.com. You can get jerseys for like $35-$40. Don't waste your $250 on jerseys. I will be getting a Brent Burns jersey.
for the fact that the Hurricanes named him BB-8, which, as a Star Wars fan, I'm here for it. So
Absolutely.
Star Wars Night's going to be great. I better see some great graphics for that. And I mean, how can you not love that as a nickname? Like, it's just fantastic. So we have an 8 and an 88. Hopefully Martin Nietzsche resigns, so just, it's going to be very interesting how this team's going to be, but I'm excited though. It's
whatever hockey gods are out there, please.
The hockey gods worked in my favor today, Bailey. They will work in the Hurricanes' favor.
Hopefully.
I'm not going to say anything because last time I did, I asked for
you be quiet. We're never getting another Hurricanes jersey ever again.
At this point, can't just get Svechnikov or Kotkaniemi and just stick with one of those two because at least we know they're here for 8 seasons. Don't get anyone who's about ready to get a contract in about a year or two because that just does not work out.
I know. I should. Honestly, Jarvis was second up. Okay, but we're not going to speak of it. It'll just happen.
No, well, we're keeping Jarvis. He's too good to get rid of. So
no, we can't say anything for sure anymore. I have been hurt too many times.
Listen, when it comes to Philly next year, we offload a major contract. I can't wait.
Well, speaking of amazing hockey jerseys, I got my very nice for my birthday.
You have a brick wall in the background.
That is chef's kiss. I like that one.
Brick wall. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
Mr. Brick Wall, Jacob Slavin.
This brick wall is amazing. I mean, for the fact that it's the fully authentic fight strap third jersey of one Jacob Slavin, because the second C stands for clutch. Yeah, it came out that Don from The Athletic likes doing stats. I did give him a lot of grief over the playoff percentages that he kept giving. For somehow Toronto was better than Carolina. Don't know how that worked out. As long as he's not
giving us percentages, his charts are fine.
Yeah. Stop giving Toronto a better percentage to win the Cup over the Hurricanes when you can't make it out of the first round. But he did do one of guys, defensemen in the playoffs, and there was one certain player that kind of stuck out just perfectly in the top right corner, right under a brick wall. It was Mr. Jacob Slavin, and there was no way no one was going to notice it. So that was a fun little interaction with the Hurricanes, and the fact that they did an office reference too about it.
Yep.
Just chef's kiss.
Where's the difference?
Where's the lie though? He is literally a brick. Have you seen Jacob Slavin and a brick wall in the same room together? I mean,
you're not wrong.
I mean. And the fact that people keep acting like Jacob Slavin's not a good defenseman, I would like you to.
I'm going to throw him.
No.
Well, it's not even. It's the ones that say that admit he's a good defenseman, but then say, "Oh, but he doesn't rank above the other ones because he's not offensive too." And I'm like, we're talking about two different arguments.
Yeah.
Every time you bring this up, you're talking about two different arguments.
Everybody who uses the Norris Trophy as an argument for, especially as of late,
I am
about
so
what makes a good defenseman.
I am so sick. Has you won a Norris? The Norris Trophy isn't even about what the trophy is actually supposed to be about. It's now offensively minded.
Yep.
Make a Bobby Orr. I've said this so many times. Like, oh my gosh.
Calvin Orr deserves awards. He does really well. He's an all-around
absolutely
fantastic player.
Yes.
They should not be competing for defensive. Like, it's not a defensive trophy anymore.
It's not. I'm so sick. It's like, well, if you look at his time on ice and his points and blah, 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 and his plus minus, it's like there's proven stats that Jacob Slavin is first on a lot of blue line stops. And Kat has also referenced this in her TikToks multiple times. Leads in takeaways since he started in the league in 2015. I've had so many rants about why Jacob Slavin deserves respect.
I remember the playoffs this year, and we were watching Avalanche versus Edmonton, and they were raving about Makar had stopped
McDavid. It was a beautiful defensive play.
It's great. It's all of this. And
Jacob Slavin's done it too.
Walking out of to do something else because I was like, this game, it's crazy. Like the score is just going nowhere. And they were talking about it, and I just remember stopping, turning, staring at my parents, and I was like, you know who else has stopped him all the time?
Yep.
Consistently to the point that he didn't score anything against us. Jacob Slavin. And my dad was like, what? And I was like, yes, but they're not talking about that up there.
Nope. Never.
Yeah. We would honestly need like a 3-hour podcast episode just to defend, those memes where you see the phone is 8 feet long.
Yep.
Like who would you defend of this play? What player would you tweet like this or
till
text
the day
like
you
this?
die? Yep.
Jacob Slavin would automatically be the number one guy for me because oh my effing word. Listen here, Sam.
I raise you, Alex Lyon.
I like Alex Lyon, but he's no Jacob Slavin.
Listen.
Different positions, yes. But my point is, though, Jacob Slavin, we would need a 3-hour podcast episode just talking about how great Jacob Slavin is.
Oh, yes.
As a defenseman, because when you get 12 penalty minutes in 2 seasons, and 10 of those because your partner was TDA, that says something. 2 minutes. 2 minutes in
for
one season.
Delay of game. It's not even
not a cross check, not a trip.
He's not doing anything to actively go and hinder something. He's accidentally hitting it out of play.
Yeah. That's his one penalty. Delay a game. That's how much of a nice guy he is. He's like, I might hit you hard, but I'm not going to get a penalty for it.
Yeah. Cleanly and not
how the fact that he didn't win the Lady Byng this year still grinds my gears because
the Lady Byng is turning into the Norris because every time somehow Brad Marchand is in the discussion and I'm like, this is a joke at this point now.
Well, Austin Matthews was in the discussion this past year too
he got 10th and voting.
Does anyone not remember the head, the cross check on the head?
It's taking votes away from Slavin. It's making me upset.
How
rude.
Right,
well, if you're going to get more upset, I think it's time for our all-time Hurricanes draft, where everyone caught at the beginning of the episode, we were doing 5 skaters, 1 goalie, and 1 coach. We're saving the coaches for last, so we're not wasting draft picks on coaches early on. So I do have names written on pieces of paper, so that way, if you're watching the YouTube version, you'll see I have the papers in my hand. I will show the names, so that way there is no fussing, no about the fact that there might have been cheating. There's no cheating involved in the lineup of the draft because we're doing an old-fashioned snake draft.
I'm already claiming that there's cheating. I don't care if there's names written on pieces of paper. Because
whatever, Sam.
This draft has already made me out to look like I have an AHL team.
Well, that's on you, I guess. I don't know.
If it's all Wolves and they're Calder Cup champions.
We're not all Wolves, so it's okay.
No.
You have to be so proud.
But so old fashioned, like regular fantasy snake draft 1 through 4, then the 4th pick gets the next one and stuff like that. So if you're 1st and 4th, have fun going double picking. But so our draft hat, of course, we have to go with the 2006 Stanley Cup hat because why not? So
we all think so similarly. That's what makes me nervous.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun.
They'll think about this, and I'll focus on this.
What I'm most worried about, I'm not worried about competing with Zach. I'm worried about competing with you, Kat.
Yeah, me and Bailey are just a couple states and a couple years apart, but we are the same person.
Absolutely.
The first pick goes to Sam.
Okay.
Sam with the first overall pick.
Oh boy!
So basically,
so much power.
So basically, you get the last pick of the second round, the first pick of the third round. So yeah, so you get back-to-back picks starting in round 2.
Honestly, of all people to go first, besides myself.
Pick number 2, Bailey.
I don't know if we can curse.
I'm gonna cry. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm fine.
Pick number 3 goes to Kat.
Okay,
which means this guy.
So
this guy
for everybody listening and watching, Zach literally called it before we started recording. He was like, "I'm gonna get the 4th pick. You just sit and watch." This is rigged. It's rigged.
Hey, you all saw me shake the hat and pull the name out.
Technically, it wasn't.
Your hands were off screen. I don't know if they're in that hat.
The names are literally in this hat. Like I literally went like this.
Oh my god. Okay.
So yeah,
and he's rigging it.
I don't even care.
Yeah, sure. Okay, yeah. Whatever. All right, so Sam. With the first overall pick in the all-time Hurricanes draft,
which I'm keeping track of this.
Yes, because Bailey, we do need a graphic of this, so I'm leaving that to you to make this very awesome graphic with all of our picks.
Are we starting with forwards or defensemen?
Start wherever
however you want to do it. Remember, coaches are the last picks, so do not do a coach. But the caveat,
so you can start with goalies, right?
Yes, you can start with the goalie, but has to play at least one regular season game with the Hurricanes. No Whalers. No Whalers are involved in this. It's just 1997 to now. That is the roster we're going with. So, who's the first pick? And if it's going to be Alex Lyon, I swear to Jeebus.
I wouldn't expect anything less.
Alex Lyon is like a 5th round pick.
Let her pick.
Sam, who are you picking first overall?
Antti Ranta.
Ooh, okay. Rant's off the board first. Interesting. I like that. That's
y'all thought I was gonna go with Lyon, right?
I thought I did. Yeah, I really thought so. I mean,
that's fair. Okay, fair pick.
No, golf claps. Just golf claps. I mean,
all right, Bailey, what are we gonna do here?
I gotta get my goalie secured and locked down. I'm going Cam Ward.
Okay. I saw that coming. Like, there's no way Bailey is gonna give up Cam Ward.
Do you expect me to pick anybody else but Cam Ward first?
No, that's why I'm like.
Are we surprised?
if you were anywhere after me, Cam Ward was probably gonna get picked. So
absolutely. I gotta lock that down first and foremost.
Yeah, so that's not a shock. All right, so Kat, why is your pick Jacob Slavin? But no, the third overall pick.
My thunder.
No, I'm joking.
It actually will be Slavin, and half because of how awesome he is. We talk all the time, but also you guys will take him if I don't.
Oh, absolutely. He's my first pick for defenseman.
He was going to be my guy. So
I knew he wouldn't last to the second round, and honestly,
no. With
other positions, I have some options. I wasn't. Right. I didn't want to leave him to chance. And I
totally understand that.
He wouldn't be left. That's the thing, is you guys would take him. Yeah. I thought, honestly, Sam could have come in with the sleeper and stolen him. And
she could have
cried on camera.
We all care about you, Kat. We wanted to give you this one. All right.
I do have a Jacob Slavin jersey in the background. So, I mean, as the male version of the biggest Jacob Slavin fan, if it's fair that the female version does get him first. So, I mean,
there we go. But speaking of picks, you got 2 coming here, sir.
Ooh, this is going to be fun. I'm actually kind of excited for this. So I am taking one of my wing spots, Mr. Eric Cole, because you have to.
Okay.
Going to the 06 team early on, just a fantastic pick. And
I'm sorry if I made a face.
you're good.
Right, and I honestly thought you said Ian Cole, and I got really confused.
We would never,
ma'am.
We not speak of him,
ma'am.
I told you, I didn't fully process it, so I went to the first name, and I was like,
okay. Well, first of all, this is a Wendy's, and 2, kindly see yourself out to the door that's behind you in your background, because how absolutely dare you? How absolutely dare you?
Bye, Cat.
this is not Tampa Bay. We do not speak of him.
At least you made it the 2 episodes of guest starring on this podcast before. We're going to Bailey, make sure that Cat never gets invited again. Just
making note. I can't do that to Cat.
No, it's no. Cat, we love you too much. We wouldn't.
My
do that
sister from another mister. I can't do that.
I wouldn't do that to you either. So you'll be coming back multiple times.
Continue with your reasoning. I'm sorry I stole your moment.
No, you're fine. No, that was basically it. 2006.
He has another moment to make up for it. So your second pick, sir. Rounding back around.
He was also part of the BBC line because why not go with my all-time favorite Hurricane, Rod Brindamore, as my center.
I knew it.
Yep. You thought I was going to pick him first, but I was going to throw everyone off with
honestly,
the Eric Cole pick.
I knew you were going to come in with some sort of not expected pick.
I mean, Eric Cole. I mean, I have 2/3 of the BBC line of Cole, Brindamore, and Battaglia.
I mean, both were on my list. Both were on my list.
Yeah, so basically, left wing and center is completely locked down with the 2006 line. That BBC line was absolutely stupid when they were all together. So yeah, I mean, just what a great start! What a great start! So, Kat, back to you.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go the opposite route that you just went with your forwards, and I'll take Brett Pesce and finish my defense.
Ooh, going with an old school Pesce and Slavo deep pair. Very nice. That is a great deep pair to have.
So you got a really good offense, but I think I've got a pretty good wall against yours.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good start. That's for sure. I'm curious to see how that D line would work out. But I'm curious to see what your forward core is going to look like, though.
Yeah, that's a little more up to chance.
Yeah, it's like bend but don't break. But how much can that defense hold on, though? So we'll have to see how your forwards are.
Well, we saw how the last season went. We were pretty decent.
Yeah, very true. So Bailey, who are you going with for your second pick?
So his name came up when we were talking about what a certain Norris Trophy should be named if it's going to be an offensive defenseman award.
Ooh.
I'm going with somebody you guys might not have thought about, Paul Coffey.
No, Paul Coffey was fantastic with the Canes. Yeah, not Whalers. He was actually a Hurricane for a little bit. That is a fantastic pick. Going way back to early Canes.
I did my research.
I might be I'm coming in hot.
Your dad would be proud, Bailey, because that is going back in the Hurricanes vault.
Absolutely.
So fantastic pick for the defense. Just very nice. I'm here for it.
If I can't have Jacob Slavin, I gotta at least lock my D line out on one side. So.
Yeah, and Paul Coffey, that is such a great pick.
Cat.
All right, Cat.
All right, Sam.
You're next.
I go forwards. Aho.
You?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean that is a good pick. That is a good pick. I'm not gonna lie.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's fine. I'm fine. I still have options. I still have options. All right, Sam, you have another pick, my friend.
I'm kind of going back here, but Jeff Skinner.
I had him on my list too.
That's a good one. That's another good one. That's another good one.
In his prime, in his rookie year. So.
Yeah.
Beautiful pick, my friend. Again, here I gotta get my ducks in a row. On center, going with my boy Eric Stahl.
That's a good pick. That is a good pick.
The hesitation. That's a good pick.
No, it really is. I mean, you can't go wrong.
He put up
with it.
fantastic numbers. I mean, he holds records in the franchise for a reason. So
Yeah.
Eric Stahl in his prime, beautiful. I mean, one of the first players I knew by name and number. So
yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So no, I'm here for it. That's a good pick.
Kat?
Where do I want to start? Okay. I'll throw it back, but it's not that far back. But for my right wing, Williams.
Oh, you're getting Jay Willie? Mr. Game 7? Oh, you know what? He was probably going to be one of my next 2 picks. So,
was he like another Max Domi?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
Absolutely
not. Game 7. That's why I asked. Don't
Let me defend my pick here.
Fantastic pick. There's nothing.
And we're giving you some grace on it because I understand because Domi was like the difference is he only showed up literally one game and it was a game 7.
Yeah.
Mr. Game 7, Jay Willie.
Yeah.
He contributed nonstop all the time, but he came in clutch multiple like game 7 scenarios when you needed a game-winning goal. He was
a guy
always.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So. Don't crucify me.
No. It's fair. It's a fair question to somebody who might not know the franchise as well. So we totally get it.
Yeah.
All right. Zach, your 2 picks are up.
I am going to finish my forward core and go with one Sammy Kapanen. Another old school.
Had him on my list too. I can't.
I mean, you gotta love Sammy Kapanen. When he was in it, when he was on it, he was on it. Like
That's
early
fair.
Fan favorite. I mean, the fact that the forward core is Eric Cole, Rod Brindamore, and Sammy Kapanen. That is dangerous. That's a dangerous forward core. And you know what? I'm gonna lock up my goalie. I'm gonna lock him up with my second pick. Going back to like 2002 range.
I have
of
a
the
feeling
Hurricanes.
I know who this is.
Archer's Urbe is going to be my goalie.
Okay, not who I was expecting. Okay,
I love Kevin Weeks, but it's got to be Archer's Urbe, the original number uno, weird old school Dominic Hasek cage that he had for that bucket. I mean, another fantastic goalie. How can you not like?
Right. I mean, it's
number
a solid
uno.
pick.
Oh man, the fact that you got I got 4 old school Canes in the first 4 picks. And Archer's is the goalie. Like, you're not gonna get a lot of goals past this guy. So yeah,
no, absolutely not.
So basically, my decor is gonna be real interesting once I get to the defense.
Yep.
But hey, I'm
all right, Kat.
All right, I was double checking my picks.
It's like who do I pick? I don't know.
So many options. Okay. So he wasn't my favorite coach, but he was a good player. Ron Francis is my
center. Okay. Solid. That's you know what?
Very solid.
Ronnie Francis. Yeah, you can't.
I started off on a negative note. I was like, not my favorite coach.
Very solid pick.
No, it's a very great one.
Yeah. Coming back around to me, go ahead and solidify my left winger. Gonna go with one Ray Whitney.
Oh, the Wizard. That is a great pick. I thought about getting him. I'm like, man, I don't want to go too deep on the old school guys, but kind of already did. But I mean, no, that's Ray Whitney. Yeah, no, that is
solid pick.
No, Ray Whitney's a great. Ray Whitney's a great pick. Great pick.
All right, and Sam, your 2 picks.
Oh, I get 2.
I hate being in the middle.
I know, same.
Well, I'm gonna do my defense. Tim Gleason.
Nice.
I swear to God.
He was on
fantastic pick.
Yep.
Gosh, what a great pick.
And then Justin Falk.
Okay.
Where? So he was on my list, fun fact, and I was talking to Grant before we started recording, and I told him that Justin Falk was on my list, and he has some sort of vendetta against Justin Falk just because of the Nazem Kadri hit that happened not last season, but the season before last during postseason. And just it don't understand because Falk was a victim and he will never let me forget how much
it was a Kadri hit on Falk and he's mad at Falk?
Yes. Yep.
There's multiple people you could be mad at for a Kadri hit.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Solidifying my defense, I'm gonna go Glenn Wesley.
Oh, fantastic pick. I thought about going after him, but yeah, I knew there was no way I was going to get to him. But I mean, gotta go with Glenn Wesley. Another
Absolutely.
fantastic pick.
Yep. Kat.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm upset because you took my goalie.
You're welcome. You took my defenseman. If we're gonna start pointing fingers.
You stole my player. How dare you?
Okay, I took all the good ones. That was fine.
So I'm gonna go with another big Hurricane goalie. Unfortunately, got injured this last season, but I'll do some Freddie Anderson for my goalie.
Was wondering when he was gonna go.
If he wasn't, so I honestly had Cam, but I knew. I mean, as soon as Bailey, brought up the profile picture, I was like, he's not gonna last.
Nope.
Nope.
And then I had Freddie, and then I honestly had Ronta, and well, it doesn't matter if I tell you, but Ronta and Reimer were tied for.
Okay.
They had very similar stats, honestly, and they're both very capable.
Well, now that everybody's kind of solidified their goalie, I'm surprised Gerber wasn't a pick too.
Gerbs did really good in the regular season. Playoffs, it was just Cam Ward. I mean, plus, I mean, you're looking at the rest of the team too. You're talking about Freddie Anderson, who played really well last year, and then you're also talking about Archer Zerbe, who was an already fan favorite and a cult. Mm-hmm. I won't even say cult. It's just you gotta go with Herbs. Everyone loved him. Like the plain stark white pads is just it made sense. Like, and of course, in rants, like the fact we have both the Jennings winners picked in this draft.
Yep,
it really says something. I mean, plus two, you're looking past Weeks, Gerbs, Wardo, and Urbe.
Mm-hmm.
Goalie wise, it wasn't like, you could say maybe Mrazek and maybe Reimer, but and I would say Nedeljkovic to an extent, but it's like the goalie situation has been kind of so in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Darling.
No. For Sam's case, I'm surprised Ned didn't go. Like, Sam, I'm surprised you didn't pick Nedeljkovic. I like honestly, like just with as big as you are with the Wolves.
I feel like I mean, Sam's face kind of answered it for me. But I feel like with Ned and the same with Kuchekov, I was trying not to call him Gucci.
Piotr the Great. I'm calling him Piotr the Great. Not saying
AHL seasons, but they haven't like their first season in like the NHL was really good. But then they're both just still could be up. Like Ned got
give him more time.
Not fully saying this is on him this last season.
I don't know.
Piotr needs a full season in Chicago next year.
Yeah, and I'm of the same mindset. I don't know. I put it, like I was thinking Sam Wolves. Ned was with the Wolves for a while, and then never mind. I take it back.
When it comes to Kuchekov, I gotta say this before we continue. When it comes to Piotr, he needs, like Zach said, he needs a full season in the AHL to show his talent and not be in tandem with somebody who's a veteran. Like he needs that veteran presence.
Yeah.
I think he needed Alex's mentorship this season to kind of guide him, just because of what position they were in.
Mm-hmm.
Because Alex has been in that position before. I think that kind of helped him. But this season, I think he needs this season to kind of solidify his talent and to show where he is and to hopefully not be called up. Hopefully Anderson and Auntie Ronda can stay healthy this season. And,
right.
I don't want anything to hinder his development. He needs that full year in the AHL. There's no doubt about it.
Yep. But anyway.
All right, I have to go on my rant.
No, anyway, Zach, I was going to say, do you want to do your one? We'll go into ad read and then the final last picks.
Yeah, no, we could definitely do that. So my first defenseman is going to be Joni Pikkinen.
Alrighty.
A lot of just like, who? Look back on this guy.
He's on my list.
Okay. All right, well, fair then. That's okay. Yeah, so, I mean, dude puts up points. He was really good with the Hurricanes when he was actually here. I mean, it's just you're talking about underrated defensemen that some people might somehow forget. Joni is one of those guys, and I mean, to have him as one of the D pair guys, I mean, can't go wrong with that. So yeah, gotta go with Joni Pikkinen.
He was part of the first roster I ever watched with the Canes. So
yep, there you go. So yeah, gotta go with Joni. Just
absolutely.
There's a lot of other names too. Like there's so many good defense because like what Gleason is gone, Wesley is gone, Pikkinen. Like I'm like I gotta get someone good because it's like all these decor roster spots. Like, man, like the defenses on these teams are gonna be interesting, but no. Yeah, gotta go with Joni Pikkinen. All right, so before we go to our last round of picks and before we go pick our coaches, we are going to throw it to our amazing sponsors of the show. And once we come back, we'll do, like I said, do the last round, do the head coaches, and maybe talk a little bit more about just Hurricanes in general. So we'll be back to you here in a couple minutes after we talk about our amazing sponsors. Hey, everyone, we'll get back to the rest of the episode. I just want to take a quick minute to talk about our amazing sponsors of the podcast, Primal X Hockey, Level Up Snacks, and In the Clutch Apparel. First sponsor we have to talk about, it has to be the original OG from the day one sponsor, and that is Primo X Hockey. If you're looking for anything from stick tape to stick protectors, outdoor pucks, anything you can think of, you name it, they have it from indoor to outdoor with amazing apparel as well. You gotta check out the guys from Primal X Hockey. Really great group over there. Been to the warehouse, really, really nice. Cannot speak highly enough of these guys. The great thing too is they're based in Raleigh. So if you're in the Raleigh area, look at the pickup from the actual warehouse. They can do that. If you're also looking to get your stuff shipped, they also do that as well for free shipping all across the United States. And the best part is, I got a discount code for you guys. So if you go to primalxhockey.com and use the code SurgeCast, in all caps, you get 20% off your order. Like I said, you cannot find a better group in terms of just having great hockey equipment and even apparel. We got hats, we got koozies, we got t-shirts, hoodies, all that great stuff. So make sure to go to primalxhockey.com. Use the code SurgeCast so you get 20% off your order. And like I said, you can do pickup at the warehouse or you can get it shipped. That is how amazing these guys are, and it's fast. So why not go check out Primo X Hockey, where you get all your great hockey equipment, and you can support the podcast and support them because shop local, support local. Next sponsor I want to talk about is Level Up Snacks. If you're looking to take your gaming to the next level, make sure to check those guys out because they have really great, amazing, drinks. They got watermelon, they got green apple. I'm a big watermelon guy, but I don't know, that green apple tasted really good. It gives you like good focus, 0 calories. Why not enjoy some great hydration while you're playing those games to take your game to the next level with these guys at Level Up Snacks? And the cool thing too is they got snacks coming soon and they got fast delivery. So why not join the Level Up fam? Go to levelupsnacks.com, and if you use the code SurgeCast, that's right, another SurgeCast code, you get 10% off your order. Just go to levelupsnacks.com, use the code SurgeCast to get 10% off your order with some really great quality drinks and snacks coming soon as well. The last sponsor I want to talk about is In the Clutch. If you go to intheclutch.com, where they have amazing MLBPA, MLSPA, NCAA, and vintage sports designs on all 100% licensed products. Like I said, really great, amazing stuff. They even got hockey on there too. So if you're looking for, a Cincinnati Sting, or if you want to look for Mighty Ducks, Cincinnati Mighty Ducks t-shirts, they even got the New England Whalers t-shirt. Anything you think of for hockey, they got them over there. Plus, amazing on the courts as well. And the cool thing too is, we even got some merch over there as well within the Clutch. If you go to their hockey section, look at the SurgeCast. We got a t-shirt and we got a hoodie. And another great thing too is we got another discount code in there as well. If you use code SURGE, you get 10% off your order within the Clutch. Really great group over there. I cannot highly recommend them. Their products are amazing. Definitely check them out. So remember to go to intheclutch.com and use the code SURGE. You get 10% off your order. So big, massive props to Primal X Hockey, Level Up Snacks, and intheclutch.com for being able to help support the podcast. And like I said, if you guys use SurgeCast at primalxhockey.com, you get 20% off. Use SurgeCast at Level Up Snacks for 10% off. And if you use Surge at intheclutch.com, that's another 10% off. So why not help support the podcast by also helping out the sponsors as well? Now, without further ado, let's send it back to the rest of the episode. And we are back. All right, so my last pick. I've been trying to figure out who I want to get as my last pick because there are so many good defensemen that are still kind of on the board, and I'm like, I don't know who to go grab because there's just a good number of them left. So I've been trying my darnest to pick someone that is like, okay, I want to get this guy. I feel like my entire team is just going to be a bunch of old dudes at this point. Brett Hedican is going to be my defenseman. Alongside you picking, I basically picked every guy before the dark ages of the Hurricanes. Basically, everyone from like the early to mid 2000s are on my team.
That's funny because I was trying not to pick, all from the light ages.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was trying to mix it up, and
I'm surprised I haven't picked anybody from the current roster yet.
Because I love our current roster, but I'm thinking back of like all the guys we had before, like that time period after 2008, 2009. Like there was like so many guys on those teams. I'm like, I could make a really solid roster with all these guys. It's just who do I pick over who? Like Mike Commodore was not picked. Like we also had Oleg Tverdovsky at one point, if that says anything for like defense. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like Gleason got picked, Wesley got picked. You can't go all that with Brett Hedican as well. And it's just like I had to pick heads. Like I had to pick him, but it's like there's so many other good guys we could have also. Dougie Hamilton wasn't.
Yeah, Dougie Hamilton was not picked.
You don't want to pick TDA either.
You're funny.
Who? You mean TA because obviously he can't play D.
Honestly, you could have. Yeah. Honestly, I think Shea could be Shea.
I was super close to putting Shea on my list.
I thought about putting Shea there, and it's like, oh man, like I said, it's like with these teams, it's so hard to figure out who you want to pick because it's just like there's so many good names.
Well, I knew, and I was like, it really depended if I got Slavin and or Pesci because like I would balance them with guys like Shea, where I see he has a little bit more weaknesses at time, but they could balance him.
Right. Yeah. And it's one of those things too. I would have put him on my list. But it like, I don't know. I know Zach gave us like the grace. Like you don't have to do like separate into like left defenseman, right defenseman. I actually went to that level and like sorted them out. And with the defenseman that I picked out, he just didn't make the cut. So
same person. It's fine.
Yeah. I was trying, I don't want to make it too difficult. I was like, all right, defense, I'll give you a lead.
Do you know who you're working with here, Zach?
Oh, I know. I'm just for the sake of draft reasons, just in case, I did have that little like, okay, there is some grace in terms of not getting too crazy with it. So, but I have a feeling I'm gonna have a lot of old Canes fans going, "Yep, this roster right here," because it's just a bunch of guys from like the glory days of the Hurricanes before this new Hurricanes 2.0 that we're in the middle of right now. I mean. I don't know how I have no current Canes on this roster. It's like Svechnikov, like could have had Nino there, could have had Tro. No.
Nope.
But
well, going to somebody who has 3 current Canes on her roster, Kat, your final pick.
Yeah. So I've got some age on my forward line. And I kind of wanted to switch it up and put a little youth in there, and just for fun, I'm gonna do Seth Jarvis.
Okay.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like he can go in there and play with kind of anyone, and just he gives 110% no matter what he does. He makes things happen. He does net front presence. He bothers them at the boards. He hip checks now thanks to Svetch teaching him how to use his body. So nice. I thought he would add a little fun mix in there. I'm sure people will decipher my roster however many ways, but
yes,
I thought it'd be fun.
All right. So going to the last pick of the draft before we hit our coaches, Sam, who's Mr. Irrelevant? Oh, sorry, Bailey. My bad. Oh my gosh.
And then it's Sam. Come on. Hey, it's trying to dupe me here. Hey,
it's most of the time. Do not skip us.
I know we fall in the middle. It's hard to forget about us, but come on.
I know you're the.
Mentions the ropes.
I know you're the middle child, but it's okay. It's been a day. It's okay. So Bailey, who is your last pick of the draft?
Going with somebody that the Canes, my first current player, somebody that the Canes have locked up for another few years. I'm going with Andrei Svechnikov.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going with KK.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. Sorry.
Love KK. I was wondering.
I love it, but I knew exactly what you were talking about the moment you said it, though.
I was wondering how long Svetch was going to stay on the board for him, for the fact that he made it to the last round.
Sorry, Svetch. Love you, buddy.
I mean, nothing wrong with that. Like I said, good. Hey, be glad we're not like a Montreal Canadiens or a Toronto Maple Leafs or a Boston Bruins podcast. We were talking like hundreds. Like you're talking almost dang near 100 years of these certain teams, because you're talking like 1920. Like when you hit 2026, we're talking 100 years for some of these teams. Like I'm not envious of having to try to figure out those rosters. Like we would have to go for a full 18, like four lines and a full D-core and 2 goalies.
This is our perk of not being a original 6.
Yeah. Now, whenever we do get to that point where it's like, hey, let's do like an all roster, let's do a full roster build.
Yeah.
That is going to be some massive chaos. Like, all right, have fun trying to pick 18 skaters and 2 goalies.
Yep.
That'll be a future podcast where we need like at least like 2 hours and like a lot of like, all right, negotiating. Trades, actually, I might implement trades for that one. So that
would be
bring
fun.
Bring more chaos.
Would it still only be Canes players?
No, I would also throw in some Whalers. Whalers would be on the board with the Hurricanes on this 18 skater and 2 goalie roster.
Would you include scratches too?
Would I include scratches? No
scratches.
Nope.
Sam is not a fan of this.
Four. It's gonna be the forwards, D-man, and the both goalies. Scratches.
Would you take any trades from Philly? I know Cam Atkinson is not on the table.
Canes players only. Canes and Whalers.
That's fair.
You know what, Bailey? I would throw in scratches. I'll throw in 3 scratches just for funsies. So for a full 21 team roster, we'll throw in 3 scratches. But this is like a future podcast down the road. But yes, full Hurricanes and Whalers with 21 roster teams.
That'll be a fun pod. But getting to our final pick.
All right, Nikki, our actual final pick. Sorry for the early jump.
It's not like I'm your co-host or anything. It's fine.
Oh, I'm gonna hear about this. I'm gonna hear about this one for a while.
Hey, if you're not letting me forget about 2001.
2001.
Anyway, Sam, go ahead.
All right, who's the Mr. Irrelevant of this draft?
I know. We've been picking youth, and I'm definitely going to pick youth for this one. Jack Drury.
Okay.
He did play games for the Hurricanes. All right, that's fair. I had to think about it for a half second. I'm like, wait, what? Yes, he did.
A fun fact, I was actually, sorry, Kat, I was actually throwing it up between him and Levo, but Levo left. I'm very sad. So I will play with the Blues.
Oh, goodness. Well,
Jack Drury, that's a great pick. All right, now, Sam, who's your head coach?
Laviolette.
Okay.
Son of a...
Sorry, who used to be my coach?
So that's a perfect...
He's the coach that won us the cup.
My bad.
That's fair. Getting into my pick, the coach that's going to help a current team and a current roster win a cup. Since Zach can't pick him, I've got to go Brindy.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, yeah, I can't pick Rod Brindamore as my head coach. So, I mean, that is only a fair pick. So RBA has a head coach on your team, Bailey. So after we're done, Bailey's gonna go through the rosters, and then we'll get a graphic out probably either tomorrow.
It'll be available as soon as the podcast drops, and you guys will have the opportunity to vote on whose roster you think is better.
we are going to do a vote to see which team you think was the best out of the four of us. So
we don't have that many coaches to choose from.
Nope.
We don't. That's why I threw in head coaches as a little extra funsies, because have fun with this small roster that we have.
From our choices we have left.
Yeah, so either Thursday or Friday we'll have that graphic going out. I think Friday probably for the graphic and the poll.
Probably. Because I will be traveling tomorrow. So
so Friday. The graphic and the poll come out Friday. So yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Bailey. Oh, so you picked your head coach already.
Yep.
RBA.
Cat.
Have fun.
Well, you're gonna get the worst one. Okay. I'm basing it on the dark years that I'm seeing here.
Oh gosh.
Level Up with like him and Brindamore are the better coaches that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
I refuse to go Bill Peters. It leaves me with two, and they're still not great. But I'll go Maurice.
Paul Maurice.
He coached a lot.
Oh man!
Yeah, you thought I wasn't gonna know it. He coached the beginning, and then he coached after we won, which kind of. But I mean,
which we were talking about players that we've brought back. There's a coach that fits into that category.
Yeah, I just got absolutely hosed, because that's what I get for having the fourth pick in this draft, because the fact that Paul Maurice was the head coach for the Hurricanes, and then it was Laviolette, then went back to Maurice, then now we're into the dark ages with the only two. The fact that this team's only had 5 coaches in 20 going into the season 25 says a lot, but
Maurice.
Hey, I'll trade you.
Just for the sake of argument, just to see where this is going to go, what would your actual trade be for your head coach? I'm curious to see what your trade would consist of.
I'll give you two. You either got Elaine Vigneault or you got Mike Yo.
It has to be with this draft, Sam.
Come on, girl.
Draft, Sam. Come on.
Girl.
Ain't getting sports.
No, Sam. Hurricanes players
care.
and coaches only. That's what this trade is.
She's breaking the rules.
All right, then this trade's null and void. Nope.
Podcast over, guys.
Man,
I mean, there's one that's
slightly better.
The lesser of the two evils.
It is lesser of the two evils, but man, looking at his 19, 25, and 4 in his first year. And then 36, 35, 11 in his first year in the first ever Metropolitan 8-team division. Oh my absolute word! For the fact that he finished 3rd out of 5th. Because what season was it? Oh, that was that 2012-2013 season. Yeah, where we had like half a season.
Yep.
In that Southeast division.
Muller.
Oh gosh. Yeah, Kirk Muller has to be my head coach, because I will refuse to pick the other guy. Even though the other guy was just what I think was actually, looking at the standings wise, was absolutely worse than Kirk. At least Muller finished 3rd out of 5th in the Southeast, but he did finish 7th out of 8th. But the fact that Peters went 8th, 6th, 7th, and 6th.
It's a lesser of two evils. So, as Kat put it.
It is lesser of two evils. Yeah, that I thought about, like, head coaches should be fun. I went through the roster, all the years with the coaches.
There's only 5.
There's 5 coaches, and there's 4 of us. And I'm like, I got the 4th pick. I'm like, watch me somehow have to pick between Muller and the other guy. And I'm like, Muller or Peters. I'm like,
yep.
That's an easy answer, even though my head coach is great team. Head coach, nah. Well,
your team's really got to carry some weight with the coach you're carrying around.
To be fair, it wasn't Kirk Muller's fault for the fact that, too, you're also talking about a time period for 2 seasons where our owners wouldn't pay for a team.
Yep.
Like, what could Kirk Muller really do with the fact that you just inherited a team who just lost in the conference final the year before, and you really don't add to your roster, like, for 2 seasons? And then it's like, okay, and then you bring in Bill Peters, same thing. And of course, Bill Peters is an absolute, a-hole. But it's like, yeah, that was a tough choice regardless.
Let me say a real quick disclaimer, because I know I misspoke earlier and I don't want to get roasted from all the hockey knowing people. Earlier when I said Ron Francis was a coach, I meant GM.
We know what you meant. It's okay.
I didn't say anything because I knew what you meant. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let it go. Not that big of a deal because I knew what you were going for. So no, you're fine.
Well, I appreciate it, but I also know how unforgiving Twitter people are. So I will claim I meant a GM. I meant a leadership position.
All right, Brad Moore, I'm looking at you. Do not roast Kat. Brian,
leave her alone.
We're
gonna throw hands.
Brian knows better than.
I don't even know hockey.
Yeah, I want to hear no one come after Kat for that little misstep. It's okay. You know what? It's been a day for all of us. We're doing this on a Wednesday. Give us a break.
Middle of the week.
I just had someone quit on me today, so let's not go.
It's been a day.
We officially started recording at 8:30 too, so that tells you something. And it's dark out, so yeah. So I mean, all right. So Bailey, before we started doing the extra, just shooting the breeze of whatever we're going to talk about, can you run us through everyone's roster from so we'll do Sam, you, Kat, and me then. So that way, go by pick order. Let's go through the rosters.
Pick order. Starting off with Sam's wonderful team, coached by Laviolette. You've got Auntie Ranta. You've got Sebastian Aho. You've got Jeff Skinner, Tim Gleason, Justin Falk, and Jack Drury. A bit of youth on the front line, which is very exciting. And honestly, I'm here for it.
Was it Aho, Drury, and who was the other one?
Aho, Drury, and Skinner.
That's honestly, you can talk about prime Skinner and Jack Drury, looks like he's got a good ceiling, and the fact you're talking about Aho too.
Yep,
that's a youthful, lethal front line.
Sam, which one are you having play center?
Sebastian Aho. Sebastian
Aho. That is the only correct answer here.
Actually, no. No. Well, in terms of the graphics, Sam, we actually do need to answer who would you be centering your team, because that will play a factor. Okay. Yeah, because our positioning of our players
Honestly, when we talked about doing this, you kind of threw me for a loop, and I kind of just threw this together.
You are absolutely.
We'll sort out the details later.
I just threw names on a paper, and I was just like, "Well."
To give everyone a context, I think we threw this out 2 nights ago, and then last night we kind of finalized. All right, this is the night we're doing it. And this is what the rules of the draft is going to be. So yeah,
and we were asking questions up until we started recording.
And then me and Bailey stressed about it all day, and Sam was like, "Here we go."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even need a list.
I literally said, so we had a group chat for this, and I told everybody, I was like, I'm making a list because my memory is so freaking crappy. I'm going to forget my pick orders. And if somebody's picked, I'm not going to remember who I had next in my mind. So I made a list, and Zach's just over here like, I don't need a list. And Kat's like, yes, same, Bailey. So we were on completely opposite sides of the spectrum around here.
Definitely didn't need a list. It was just like, all right, boom, 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 boom. Here's all the guys I need.
And Sam's list was, they just can't be Flyers.
Yeah, Sam, we know you're a new Hurricanes fan, but you cannot pick Flyers. Yes, Roddy was a Flyer, but
hey, that just makes it better.
So Sam has Aho as her center, Skinner as her left, and Drury as her right. Is that right?
I'd imagine.
Sure, let's go with that.
Okay.
And then defense was Gleason. Who?
That was Gleason and Falk.
So Gleason left, Falk is right. Yeah,
that's a good decor. And then goalie was Rance.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. That's a pretty solid starting 5-in goalie.
Yeah.
Great coach too. I mean.
Yeah. So Solid team. Going on to me, a team coached by one Rod Brindamore. Back in goal, my first pick, Cam Ward.
Yeah, I mean,
my hockey love.
obviously, yeah, I mean, the fact that Cam went second overall, just it makes sense. I
Right,
mean,
exactly.
if you didn't pick Cam Ward in your first pick, I would have been thrown. I'm like, all right, what is going on?
Yep.
This makes no sense.
I threw you all for a loop when I picked my goalie.
Antti Ranta first overall. Hey, Rance, put that in your hat. You're the first overall pick in our first ever SurgeCast All Canes team.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely got to do a lot more of these. This is actually a lot of fun. We got to do more of these.
Absolutely. We need to get my dad on for one.
Oh yeah.
Catfish.
No. Yeah. Well, then we're gonna have to go by like every 5-year segments. Make it even a tougher spot. Like, all right, here, like 1998 to like 2000 something. Here you go. Here's your 5 years.
You guys will never get through a podcast.
Oh no. With my dad, no, we will not.
Yeah, if we're breaking it down by a decade team, oh my gosh, like every pick has to be a different 5-year segment of Hurricanes.
That would kill me. He'd be so good at it, but
that would be tough.
Yeah.
All right, so Bailey.
But going through it, on my right D, I've got Paul Coffey. Centering my forward line, I've got Eric Stahl. Ray Whitney on my left wing, Glenn Wesley as my left defenseman, and Andrei Svechnikov on my right.
That is a solid like setup for defense. When the fact you got Paul Coffey as part of your D core, and then you also get that forward core too. Man,
I'm not mad at it.
With Roddy coaching too, man, that is a deadly team.
Oh yes. So anyway, that's my team for Cat. Coached by Mr. Maurice, we've got Jacob Slavin. We've got Mr. Brett Pesci.
That decor is probably the most like disgusting decor in this draft so far. Like, oh my absolute!
I'm going to be really honest. You can see that I really focus on defense. And
no, you don't. First two picks.
First and foremost.
First two picks, automatic.
Her third pick with Mr. Game 7, Justin Williams, Ronnie Francis, Frederick Anderson, and Seth Jarvis. So what are your positions? So we've got Seth Jarvis, Justin Williams, and Ron Francis.
That's a good mix. That's a good mix, honestly.
Yeah, you'll have Williams right, Jarvis left, and Francis center, and then obviously left, Pesci right.
Yep. Yeah. Cool.
And then having Freddie as your goalie. Paul Maurice should be all right with that team. I mean,
it's hard to screw up with that team.
No.
There's an argument that he helped set up the.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Maybe.
Listen, the kids he was with aren't as dark as the other one.
I mean, we're working with what we got.
He was decent enough that he came back for a second time.
Yeah.
Fair.
Also true. True.
And then last but not least with Zach, coached by Mr. Mueller, Eric Cole starting out our pick, RBA as a actual player and not a coach sitting on this roster, Sammy Kapanen, Archer Zerbe, Yoni Pikkinen, and Brett Hedikin. What do your positions look like, sir?
Cole on the left, Roddy in the center, and you get Sammy Kapanen on the right side, and then you got Yoni left, Brett on the right, and of course, Herbs in goal.
Herbs in goal. Yep.
Coach, there's nothing I can do about coaching. Kirk Muller was kind of the last pick because it wasn't going to go with Bill Peters.
I mean, when looking at this, though, your players know what they're doing. They will be fine.
Oh, when you get 2/3 of the BBC line together.
I'm calling it right now. All the comments are going to be praising him for his old school team that he just.
Yep.
Just tap into the old school.
Old school Twitter will be so excited.
Honestly, though, I might have gotten screwed. I might have. Depends on how many old school Canes fans are on Twitter, because it could be a lot of the youth that you three picked.
Who the heck are these guys?
They're gonna be, who the heck is Yoni Pikkinen? It's like, oh, come on,
sir.
No. Who's Sammy Kapanen?
Some of the hockey writers and analysis guys will agree with you and be
Yeah.
And
Zach,
then a couple of the old school burner accounts with only like 3 followers. You got it.
Yeah.
Zach, I have a quick question. What's it like to have a fake team that if their coach sucks, they can kind of coach themselves? Because I kind of need to know what the upcoming season will look like.
I was wondering where that was going for a sec. I was about to be like, Sam's throwing some shade.
She did, but not at what we thought it was.
Not at what we thought it was going for.
Because I can just, and not to talk about the Flyers, but I can just imagine Torts just blowing a blood vessel out of his forehead right now.
Yeah, that's gonna.
I'm gonna be interested to see what Torts and TA do with each other.
Oh, that's gonna be that's not
gonna be a bloodbath.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, the fact that my roster can actually just coach themselves, since RBA was already a coach at that point when we were still playing, I'll be fine. It's just like I said. It took a lot of me not to go like, oh, let's just bring back the BBC line because they were actually a dangerous trio. But I mean, no, it's just, I thought about Ray Whitney too, but it's like, I don't know about that. There, like I said, I almost got Joe Corvo. Like,
it's really interesting that we didn't match that. Like, no one here tried to match that with like the SAT line. Like,
yeah.
And no offense to Turbo. Turbo was, I mean, he's on list for me, but like when Aho goes, then I was like, I would always want to put Turbo with him.
Yeah,
and I feel like he contributes to other people as well. I just think he contributes.
And it's hard to, given the amount of talent that this team has held in past years.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're talking about like a starting 5 with a goalie. Now, if you gave the 4 of us like 2+ hours to do a full 4 lines, 3 deep pairing, 2 goalies, and 3 scratches, I
would want to see like what we picked and if we picked similar players for positions. That would be really interesting.
Oh no, I guess no. I'm saying like it would be a normal draft, but we're talking like this would be like like full on insanity, trying to figure out an actual full on roster to figure out who would get what, because there's gonna be a lot of other guys that are gonna get picked on. Like all these lines would be so interesting to see, because that's when it's like, okay, you got to pick your specific position, not. There'd be like no grace on defense. It's like, no, it's either left or right. Not can you play both? So yeah, that would be. I definitely want to do that draft though. When it's just all Hurricanes, no Whalers, just having the full 21-man rosters set up with scratches and all that, because that would be. That would be insane. Those lines would be absolutely insane. But the fact that, because that was tough for us to do. Like, hey, we got 2 days to figure this out. You get 5 skaters and a goalie. Have fun picking your team. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, Chad LaRose was left off the list.
Yeah, Rosie.
I mean, Brandon Sutter didn't make the list. So I mean,
one half of our broadcast team was on my list.
Yeah, Shane Willis. That would have been another great pick too.
Throw a little Rutu in there.
Yeah, Rutu. Gosh, there was
like that was my favorite thing to do as a kid when I was at the arena. You just hear it going around the arena. Oh my god, it was my favorite.
Oh, Tomas Cabriolet, another.
Oh yeah,
another old school. Bates with Taglia, like I said, but
the
BBC line, that would have been a great pick. Like I said, there's like so many.
Dougie Hamilton was not picked.
Mike Commodore wasn't picked. The old, what's the thing they wore? Gosh, I'm blanking on this now. The robe. I mean, and the curly hair. I mean, like I said, like you said, be like Gerbs.
Gerbs was not picked. Another person that I had on my list, Jamie McBain.
Yep, Jamie McBain. I mean, hey, Kevin Weeksy wasn't picked. He was a Gerbs. Like I said, there's so many.
Also had Patrick Dwyer on my list too.
Patty Dwyer. Hey,
I had him on my list too, Bailey.
Hey, another former Hurricane, Matt Cullen. Matt Cullen, another good one.
I just love Bailey being like, I may be young, but I know these.
I know what I'm doing.
Why do you think she's the co-host?
Great. I can see the pride that you're like, look what I know, and I like it.
Patty Dwyer was one of the few. Patty Dwyer, Eric Cole were some of the first guys I ever got into. Like that's the team that the Hurricanes were made of. When I first started watching.
The funny part is, yes.
Going back to Weeksy, I just think he's like on a spaceship somewhere getting ready to trade.
He's finding new places to announce trades.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think the best trade announcement was in front of his washer.
Yeah, that was something. But going back to like, Dwyer and all that, like I saw Patty Dwyer and them play in Anaheim. I think it was like my senior year of high school. So I actually got to go see them at the Honda Center.
Wow.
Yeah. On my Facebook, I have the entire album on Facebook. It's like 200 something pictures of that game. Oh no, you should see my All-Star game album for that was like 300 photos.
Oh,
we're talking on the old school phones, cameras like way up in like the 300 section.
Next time,
the guys are like this big.
Next time you get the chance to talk to my father, ask him how pissed I was that I could not go to the All-Star game with him. Just asked. Didn't know. Yeah, I was not like the biggest fan of hockey at that point. Like I was into the team, but like I didn't know diddly squat about hockey at that point. But I was like, I don't care how much money you have to pay for these tickets. I want to go. Me as an 11-year-old child, I want to go.
as a freshman in college, that was a lot of fun having a road trip from Ohio to Raleigh for that. But it was worth it though, because the fact that I got a photo and my original alternate jersey signed by Brandon Sutter, and got to touch the cup.
Yep,
fantastic stuff. But,
my dad still got his Jeff Skinner All-Star jersey, and it's signed. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I saw he was trying to trade it for a couple of jerseys. So that would be something.
Also, some names that they just came to mind. They're like not superstars, but they were always like I thought like pretty level players. Is Lindholm.
Oh yeah,
Elias Lindholm.
Walmart. Honestly, I think it's a shame that Walmart's not. He's not.
I have a picture with Walmart. He's cool. He almost kind of reminds me of like one of those socially awkward kids in high school, but he's really cool to talk to.
Yeah, I kind of wish we'd try to work with him a little bit more. Hayden Fleury. Alex
is too.
Another guy I got a picture with. I loved Hayden Fleury.
Sorry, I'm a little Hayden Fleury tangent. I don't understand. So we have had our fair share of defensemen, some that have really shined and some that are like, eh. He's been like honestly, in my book, he has been kind of a Bear caliber where he's kind of steady, and he could have his moments where he goes up. He doesn't really dip too far. Yeah. And all of the teams he keeps getting put on, he keeps being scratched. And I don't understand why. And especially with the Kraken, they used him for like all of their marketing. And then they scratched him nonstop. Yeah. And I was like, what?
Yeah, well, because they keep trying to give him like big time, like, oh, here's your first line, like first D pair minutes. And it's like, he's like a third D pair at best. Maybe you're pushing second at the most. It's like, a lot of teams early on try to give him way too many minutes. And they're like, why?
But honestly, my hot take, I would take him as a solid defender than I would have some of the ones we had last year.
Yeah. You also take into account too another guy that wasn't picked that kind of came up when I was crafting my list, Jake Bean.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I personally really enjoyed watching him.
I just saw him get bodied way too many times.
That's fair.
I understand. He was young, he was new. But like after a while, I'm like, it's not just like you're being bodied like trying to go score. Like you're a D. You push them off you. And especially watching like players now come up like Jarvis and Drury who they give it back. I'm like, you gotta hit the weight room, my man. I know.
No.
I mean, he's no Nikita. He's no Nikita Kucherov, but
well, talk about other names like Recchi wasn't taken, Dougie White wasn't taken. Like there's so
we could go for hours on this.
Oh, just names at the top of the head. Like, oh, we could have gotten this guy, this guy, this guy. It's just
2 hours later, I'll be texting a group chat, guys. This guy.
It might to be honest, it actually might be after the podcast is over.
You see Jokinen.
Oh,
you see Jokinen Juicy.
Yep. Forgot about Juicy. Like I said, there's like Jordan. Hey, our current captain Jordan Stahl wasn't picked. I mean,
no one picked Martin.
I mean,
how dare you?
Unfortunately, no Marty parties tonight. But I mean, we do have a Yarby party at least.
And we also didn't have Natchez. Yeah, we do have
Yeah, we do have a Yarby party. Yeah, no Marty Natchez. I mean, Ethan Bear. But
going back to Zach road tripping to the Cup, I think you said
to
All-Star,
the All-Star game.
All-Star game.
All-Star game.
Oh yeah, I mean, I also did a road trip for the Cup final because we drove from Jacksonville, Florida, the day of the Game 7 to go watch it live. So yeah, I did road trip that too.
I recently road tripped to the Calder Cup.
There you go.
And you'll be road tripping for the Stadium Series.
Yes.
As well, and not exactly road tripping, but I'll be flying if that counts.
That's still traveling in a sense.
I road tripped up to Springfield for the Calder Cup and stood outside the visiting doors to meet Mr. Lyon, and he snuck out. Don't know how he did that because there was only one way out for visiting. But anyway,
because it's Alex Lyon, he's sneaky like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Jalen Chatfield came out and we asked him like, "Hey, is Alex still in there?" And he was like, "No, he left a while ago. Coach told him he was in tomorrow night because it was game 4." I was like,
it's like, dang it. So,
but I wasn't able to stay for game 5 because I had to go to work the next day.
Right.
So Shannon, everybody else was staying there for game 5. They kept my jersey. They're like,
"Oh yeah," and you were, yep.
So what happened was,
what happened was
Shannon ran into Alex's girlfriend Alexa. I was like, "Hey," told her all about me, told her what I do in Philly. Was like, "This girl has been a fan of Alex since he came to Philly. You know, this is her first jersey she ever bought. She wanted it signed really bad last night by Alex." She's like, "Let's make it happen." That man, I was the only signature he gave out that night.
Wow. That's awesome.
He like I have the video of him skating over, him pointing to Shannon like this, like giving the signature. She threw it over, he signed it, threw it back over, and then he walked off.
We love that.
Like,
Alex Lyon, what a great dude.
What a king. King Lion.
Now he's with the Panthers.
Yeah, that is highly unfortunate.
But if he does not make the backup role for the Florida Panthers, I get him back in Allentown 4 times this season. I am excited.
Yeah. The fact that you're looking at Sergei Bobrovsky and Spencer Knight, there's probably a good chance that Alex is probably gonna be with the with the Checkers,
Yeah.
So,
but anyway, no, this was a
lot of fun. This was a lot of fun. We knew chaos was gonna happen. Not as chaotic as I thought it was gonna be, because I thought this was gonna be like just.
It was for me because Sam kept stealing all my picks, but there's
Yeah.
Sorry,
and the fact I get absolutely hosed on head coaches, so that was a whole lot of fun.
It and wanting your 4th place.
Yep.
I was just joking around. I didn't really think I was going to get the 4th pick. I thought maybe like you or Bailey was going to get it. It's like no.
You sacrificed a good coach for a great roster. So
that
Whereas we did well. I did
we did all right.
Medium to good roster with a medium coach.
I mean, hey, Paul Maurice did a pretty good job with the Hurricanes for a good portion when he was here. It's just he didn't get it done in 06, but he was pretty close in 02, and then he did get a good roster before the Dark Ages started. So I think Paul Maurice did a pretty good job. I mean, everyone's rosters is really good. Like I said, I just played in a lot of my old school Hurricanes fandom, so I'm really curious to see it. It's like I said, it's gonna be a lot closer than everyone thinks.
He picked his old team just for the clout, guys. You heard it here first.
Hey! No, I did not. No, I did not. You stop it.
I take it back. I'm sorry.
No,
I kid.
I think it's gonna be a lot closer than what you guys think. I think
he wants to win favor because he knows the female Caniacs will side with us.
Yeah.
How do you go against a team that's got Jacob Slavin on it? I mean,
yeah, I was waiting for like the Jacob Slavin, Seth Jarvis, KK, Svet, like just the absolute beauty line, like just all the Hurricanes guys. You're like, yes, Tavo, Aho, Seth Jarvis, throw Svechnikov on D somewhere, and then Jacob Slavin. There you go. There's your lineup. Then somehow like Kochkov gets in there as the goalie.
Imagine.
Oh my gosh, that roster would have been something. But
yeah.
But this was a lot of fun. I'm really curious to see what the four of us would do with an actual full roster. Mm-hmm. That's going to be like that could be like next off season. We might say the super roster for next.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, but this was a lot of fun. So before we go, yes.
Sorry, Zach, Bailey, Kat, I got to get the three of you on a Superstorm. That's on Old City Sports.
My second appearance.
I'm surprised I haven't gotten the invite yet. What the?
Technically, I wasn't invited. I was relief.
Oh,
so
hey, it's still though.
So it's Superstorm. Is that the name? Mm-hmm. Okay. Is it Canes Storm or is it Philly related?
Canes and Wolves.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because that's with
I'm excited
because I know it's Shin. That's Archer. That's
Archer for Canes.
That's okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I just know her by her Twitter handle, not her actual name. So I'm like Shannon. I'm like, who's that again? Archer.
Love Shannon. She's a beauty.
I ended up when I was sitting next to Kyrie, like I literally was sitting there and I was like, we didn't know, like we knew each other off Twitter, but then I was like, what's your name? And then we're like, oh, follow each other. And then we were like, we do follow each other.
That's it. Yeah, we were trying to get Kyrie on. She's like, oh no, by my knowledge. Is like, hold up.
She is very knowledgeable. I will personally vouch for being a season ticket member sitting beside her during the games. I love talking to her about the games. So
she seems like a wonderful human being.
With that Chicago Wolves knowledge for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But like I said, Sam, Kat, just thank you both for coming on.
Thank you so much.
Well, like 2 days notice. Hey, you guys want to do a very fun podcast where it's a little bit of Hurricanes talk, but a lot of drafts. So
this
was a lot of fun. So before we let you both go, Kat, we're actually going to start with you. Where can the people find you on the socials?
You can find me on Twitter at Caniac Chick. And then if you want to follow my TikToks, which is mostly Canes related, but
do it.
Go follow.
You heard it from me. Do it because they are absolutely fantastic. They're funny, and we need more Canes TikToks because too many of these other teams have TikTok accounts. The Hurricanes need more love.
Take it from me as well. I spent like an hour scrolling through her content. She's wonderful.
Yeah, it's like I said, just came down on the Bubble Dug one is my ultimate favorite. But then
you need to pin that.
Yeah,
you need to pin that one.
Even the
one.
The comments on
gold.
That.
Which one?
I heard some fights with
the D'Angelo one was gold.
No, I like the curse for walking like going through the playoffs. Like the refs hate you, and it's just like eating nachos at the very end was just that one.
Anyway,
that was really good too.
Yes, so it's mostly
go follow it.
It's mostly Canes. I also like to throw some fun at some other of the teams.
Calgary's was pretty good. Like Battle of Alberta.
The playoff was gold for all those teams. There was so much content. But yeah, it's Katergy, Katergy 74 for my man Jacob Slavin. I would love a follow, especially more Canes fans, because it's annoying to get. I mean, I love all the comments and I love engaging with people, and I do have a lot of Canes fans on there. But you don't understand through playoffs how many times I had "Let's go Rangers" on my comments, and I was just like, if I could reach through a screen, I would. But
I don't blame you.
Fans interactions. I'll do. I'm going to probably collab with Sam soon. Point this way, yeah. And
reverse.
It'll be fun, and I'd love to collab with other people or see people at games. Honestly, got a 22 season ticket member.
Well, I better get involved in this when the stadium series happens. That's
yes, I'm telling you, we're gonna make it. I already have an idea. I already have ideas. We're good.
I'm excited for that.
It's gonna be chaotic. I love it.
Oh, I'm here for it. Once the single game tickets go on sale, which hopefully soon. Opening night is going to be my first game I'm going to try to get tickets for because I haven't been to opening night in over a decade or so. And I need to be there for game one because it's also against Columbus. Mm-hmm. Give me all of the storylines of Johnny Hockey going to be in Carolina, and just to see us put up another 7 spot on him because it'd be fun. So, Sam, where can people find you on the socials?
Oh boy. All right. So obviously,
all right. Does anyone have the next 20 minutes straight up? This might take a bit. So,
all right. So I have 3 Twitter accounts. My personal is Samantha Wismer. And then I have a Flyers podcast that's called At Pucking Flyers. You can yes, okay. All right, we came up with it. And then I have the Canes podcast. It's Superstorm OCSN for Old City Sports Network. And I write for Flyers Nitty Gritty, and I also write for Old City covering the Canes and the Wolves.
Nice.
Awesome.
Bailey, where can people find
Making
you?
the rounds. You can find me on Twitter at Bailey Curtis, and that's Bailey with 2 Y's. You can find me on Instagram where I'm not as active, but I post kind of like my general kind of life, personal stuff, whatever. And that's going to be at Bailey Lynn Curtis. You can find the podcast stuff here at the SurgeCast, and if you are interested in getting a bunch of if you're interesting, and I mean a lot of hockey people are interested in getting into a lot more hockey content, go follow up at Belly Up Hockey for a bunch of great content. We're trying to keep up during the off season, but especially once the season kicks off, it's going to be hit the ground running, amazing content for you to keep up on all things NHL, maybe some AHL, World Juniors, stuff like that. We've
get basically ready for GIFs and memes left and right. This is going to be
and Bailey and Zach host some
Twitter Spaces. Yes,
and they're very fun to get on there and just honestly shoot the wind with people just talking about hockey.
It's awesome.
The different trades and the different deals going on. It's calmed down, but the moment they happened and we were all in there like,
very
fun.
I'm kind of mad I missed the second one just because of eating dinner and stuff. But that first one we were doing was pretty fun. So
the fact that we went for 2.5 hours on that second one.
That's
going wild. It was awesome, and it creates a really cool community to be able to kind of meet all of the people that you see kind of posting and interacting with things on Twitter. I host them from time to time, so definitely give me a follow and keep an eye out on Twitter Spaces that I might be hosting. I try to host them somewhat regularly, even if there's no hockey news kind of going on, just to kind of get to know the game better, get to know people better. So definitely come hop on those.
Yeah,
some of the ones hosting it, you normally pop in, and so that's how I found them. So,
The
only thing is no Jacob Slavin slander. That is the only thing that we don't.
The only rule that we have, that and kindness.
Yes.
Yeah,
that and be kind.
Yeah. So Grant, if you're listening to this, you bring the slave and slander, you're going to be immediately kicked out. So
honestly,
here's your warning.
If you're slandering Jacob Slavin, you're not kind. So it kind of goes hand in hand.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean, where's the lie? Yeah, so we did do a few number of ones during the playoffs and stuff like that. So we actually might do some Twitter Spaces during games this year as well. We also might do I don't know, maybe some watch-alongs on our YouTube live. So if you want to interact with us on YouTube, we might do some, watch a Canes game with us.
So when all the feed cuts out together, we can be upset together.
Yes.
Yeah, basically. So that'll be on our YouTube at the SurgeCast, where you can find this episode and all of our future video episodes of the show. And like I said, all of our maybe watch parties of certain games. So that should be fun as well. But you can find me at Zach on Twitter. I am on Instagram somewhat at Zach R. Martin 22, but mainly hit me up on Twitter. I'm here for all the hockey takes or sports takes or movies or pop culture or whatever, but mostly hockey. Don't DM me, just hit me up with a mention, because why not have fun and let everyone have some popcorn while they try to watch us interact. So just do that at Zach. So all that good stuff. But I'm honestly, this was a lot of fun tonight. Is it October yet? Or actually, you know what? Is it September yet? Give me preseason hockey. I don't care.
I know.
I need hockey withdrawals are the absolute worst. It's just why.
Yep.
I'm very bored.
So you're saying you're bored in this house, and you're in this house bored?
Yes.
You can tell it's been a little quieter recently because
I mean, the Ethan Bear news is the biggest news we've had since Nino. So
yeah, the news has pretty stalled out as of late. So hopefully,
So fun fact. Sorry, Zach. The fun fact: I just sent an article into Jesse, the owner of Old City, yesterday. Mm-hmm. He posted it. I wasn't able to add Ethan Barron.
Oh no!
I was able to add Nino in. Got Nino in there.
Wow! Hey,
they knew they were looking for your article, Sam. They were like, "We're gonna announce this as soon as she posts her article, and then we'll be good."
I guess we will have some news trickling in soon. Well, Canes is honestly all that's left is figuring out Natchez.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I believe, and Gardner.
No. Oh well, I mean he's under. Yeah,
Gardner's already under contract.
Yeah, he's already under contract. Is he going to make the roster? Is the main issue?
Yeah, so it's mostly Natchez. But I think the last thing around the league. I mean, there's probably a couple of ones that I'm.
We're
waiting on Kadri still.
Kadri's still up in the air. Yep.
Kadri and Klingberg. He just got a new agent.
Yeah.
He's finding out that the Dallas Stars aren't the only team that don't want to pay him a ton of money.
Shocker. Yeah, so it's definitely gonna be interesting for sure to see how all that figures out. Of course, is Tarasenko gonna go? Are the Coyotes gonna get rid of Chikrin? So it's definitely gonna. It might be slow in the Hurricanes front, but in terms of hockey,
there's a lot more to be done.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just ready for when we all meet up at next summer for the Stanley Cup parade for the 22-23.
That's gonna be great.
Hurricanes. Hey, like I said on Twitter, when, not if, but when the Hurricanes are going to win the Cup, I'm going to be absolutely insufferable because I have not seen them win since I was 15. I'm ready to do it again. This time, this time on Twitter, I am going to be a problem.
Oh, you thought I was excited about the Avs parade? Just imagine what that's going to look like when I get out there for the Canes parade.
Oh, it's.
I will put Jacob Slavin beside my arm. I will.
So if he does, are you gonna get the signature tattooed on the arm too, or just get that signature tat?
I don't know. I don't have any tattoos, and it's hard for me to commit to tattoos. But that's honestly something that would tempt me. I would get it
as someone who's got some few. Yeah.
Honestly, if we win,
not done yet.
That might be my first tattoo ever. If we win the cup, when we win the cup,
yeah,
you can have it on record. I will most likely get a tattoo.
Most likely.
I am definitely.
It's really hard for me to commit to it.
I am definitely getting the new alternate logo with the 06 and the eventual second cup year underneath it, and then every year after that. So yeah, there. Actually, I still need to get my Hurricanes tattoo from the one that the division. So it's, hey, I got a house. Give me a break. I will get the tattoo done. It's just
rest in peace.
Well, a lot of people are on Twitter like, "Have you done it yet?" I'll get to it. I've been dealing with the house stuff. So
rest in peace to the guy that got the Domi tattoo.
That happened.
How about the Flames fan who got a 2023 or the 22-23 Stanley Cup tattoo with the Flames logo?
Saw that.
I am so that you will never works out because you are that's an ultimate kiss of death for your team to not win it.
It's like touching the cup.
Yeah, like the lady that touched it in Raleigh. I will find her.
I also blame my dad because when he had the chance to see the cup, he also touched it, and I'm blaming that for our cup drought.
I know.
I touched it at the All-Star game.
I know somebody who has Gritty tattooed on his calf.
Honestly, Gritty's a meme though.
It has to be
Gritty. If you're gonna get a mascot, it's got to be Gritty.
I mean, hey, Stormy as a Stormy tattoo would not be bad though.
No, Stormy tattoo wouldn't be bad, but if we're talking about like top tier mascots,
stretch somewhere. Ooh.
Oh. You would have to. It would have to be a perfect spot for that to work. But yeah, because you bring up a good point, Kat. It's like, that'd be brutal. That would be a brutal tattoo. Yeah. Like I said, it has to be the alternate logo or main logo as the main portion of the tattoo because you can actually do something with that.
Yeah.
Stormy with his.
So
Yeah, that's almost like Hamilton the pig, not Stormy at that point.
So quick question, because I know we're probably wrapping. Wow, it's late. What are we most excited about for the upcoming season?
Brent Burns.
Hurricanes hockey is going to be back.
I mean,
there's that. That's a little vague, but
let's see. I want to say, I'm going to go on a limb. We're going to see Patches tuck 40 goals this year for the Hurricanes.
It is interesting when you see the superstar list or the scoring list or whatever. So normally they leave the Canes off of them. Now we have a Canes player on there. They put Patches up there all the time. So now technically our logo is up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, it's a little kind of out on a whatever. It's probably not super common. I'm excited to see second year Darby.
Oh, I'm excited for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
My point ties into that. I'm excited to see second year Darby, and I'm also excited to see potentially some Wolves like Drury come up and play them, because I really think, again, they have proven that they can. And I want to see them. I also want to see the Slavin and Burns pairing, because I would see my man not as handicapped.
Yeah, I was about to say that too. Like, I'm excited to see Slavin with an actual competent D partner along with them. That will be fantastic to see. I would even say probably. I'm curious to see what a second line KK would do with who's got on the wings. Because
I don't mean to keep this pod going, because we have been on for a really long time, but I'm in the sports podcast group, and I can add you guys to it.
Absolutely.
Dan Bradley, he's the co-host of Pod Snipe and Sally.
Great man.
Literally just said the Canes are going to be so stupid good next season.
Oh yeah.
I'm
excited.
Favored last year. We've been favored. I mean, we just have to figure out the last remaining pieces.
As my good friend Joel likes to say, we are in the pinch of the hourglass.
Yeah.
We are so close.
The fact that you get Brent Burns on defense and you get Patches and then you get Andre Kasha too. I'm curious to see how Andre does. Give him, because when he's healthy, he's really good too. Now
it's just a matter of health.
Honestly, that's always been the point of with who we get, from our goalies to other people. I think our GM, they bet on health. Honestly,
when we also do not need to have our pill and kill unit be absolutely worked in the regular season and then worked in the playoffs, and then don't win on the road and absolutely go stone cold on offense in the second round. Got to stay consistent.
I think Kelly agrees with you.
She does. Yeah, she was upset. So,
all right, Sam, what are you looking forward to? It can be Kings, it can be Wolves. I'll even give you Philly.
Oh gosh. Philly, nothing.
I just need Philly to be better than last season. Honestly,
kind of hot.
Honestly, my goal for Philadelphia, and just to speak on them just for a hot second, there isn't a pressure to get into playoffs. There's just a pressure to play better. So I think that's just the goal going into this season, because we were just downright atrocious last season.
Hey, at least you were the Canadians.
Or
couldn't have been any worse.
So what you're saying is you're not taking for Connor Bedard?
It could be, but besides,
I'm just saying. Connor Bedard is gonna be.
But for the Phantoms actually did rather decently. I mean, we were hurt. Phantoms, for anybody listening, are the AHL affiliate of the Flyers. I just hope that the moves that they make, are healthy, because Lord knows that's the curse of Philadelphia right now.
Curse of a lot of teams.
We just had one of our biggest prospects have surgery, and he's not due back until February.
Torn
hip labrum.
Yikes!
Bobby Brink.
Is that the one that was hit to the boards?
I don't know. It was an off-season thing.
Oh man, that's brutal.
So just for healthy, so just kind of remain for Philly to just remain healthy and to just play better. I'm not expecting anything major. I just want them to play better. Yeah, I feel the same.
Kelly is us all right now.
Perfectly timed. And also, I fully sympathize with you. Because again, we joke about the dark ages, but I mean, for a long time, every year as a Canes fan, all you would hope for was, can they play better? Honestly, I would get tired. I would go to games with my Penguins fan, and that's when they were in their prime. And I would just be embarrassed that we would get hemmed into our defensive zone nonstop. So I totally understand that feeling of just doing better.
Absolutely.
And as a Philly fans and writer, seeing the kids starting to filter in, I'm excited. We've got Wade Allison filtering in. We've got Tanner Lazinski filtering in. We've got Morgan Frost. We've got Bobby Brink. We've got all these kids that are filtering. I'm so excited to see them play this season.
Chicago Wolves, on the other hand, don't be so excited because
we still got Drury. All right.
If he doesn't come up.
We also got Cal Morris in goal now too. So all hail the Kale also, in Chicago.
I know
some Avs fans would crucify you for that.
I know people saw.
Everyone's watching the video version. Bring the smoke.
I know people saw Zach Sawchenko when he was picked up. They saw his numbers, but you got to remember he was with San Jose Barracuda, and they were absolutely awful.
Yeah. It's that whole organization.
You have Dzingel. You're fine.
He can carry the team on his back. It's cool.
Oh, yeah.
We got
Igor Shesterkin.
But no, we may have lost like the entire Wolves team, but those guys deserve so much more of a chance. I'll be able to see LaFontaine a couple times this season because he's with Syracuse. Syracuse plays Lehigh Valley a couple times. I feel that
you are absolutely.
Kelly.
You're telling me that it is time to wrap.
Kelly's like not happy. I know, right?
Give me attention.
And like I said, Lion, if he goes to Charlotte, which he probably will, I'll be able to see him. Just these guys just deserve more of a chance than what Carolina would have been able to provide for them.
Yeah, honestly, it's kind of a good. It's kind of a double-edged sword. Like, it's a good problem to have that you have such a good stacked AHL team that you can pull from them, but also your NHL team is so good that you don't really need to. And so, but like last year, wow, that was when Jarvis proved himself.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but the fact that we had times with COVID and other stuff and we pulled up guys and like other teams were struggling and we didn't skip a beat. Like we pulled up a lot of the Wolves and all of a sudden it was like, oh, it's mostly Wolves. That's fine. We're still winning our NHL games.
Yeah, pretty much. So,
Only COVID time I really remember us struggling super severely was the first game Jacob Slavin was gone.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it definitely tells you like how our defense is when Jacob Slavin's not in the lineup. It's just like
chaos and not the good kind.
You exactly. Other players, but honestly, and you might even say like he might not be the most vocal and he might not like doesn't score and all this stuff. But honestly, when you lose like a foundation piece, it's worse, and that's what it is.
Mm-hmm. But I honestly, I want to thank the three of you for kind of sympathizing with me as a Philly fan going through a really just tough time right now.
We know the feeling.
We know
it well.
Because like you have people from other fan bases that are like, oh well, Philly's gonna suck forever. No, we're not gonna suck forever. We're just gonna suck right now.
So that's why it's a good thing you picked the Canes as your second team, because at least you can have some fun.
Yeah.
So.
I need some bright spot.
Yeah, you picked a team that's on the rise out of the ashes instead of one that's nose diving. Like,
hey, 4 straight playoff appearances, back-to-back division titles. Can't go wrong with that. Jumping on the train at the right time.
Lady Bing winners. Yep.
Yeah, Jennings winners. Vesna snubs. But it's all right.
Coaches that went, we got it. So welcome. We always will welcome you with open arms.
Absolutely.
Yeah, except unlike those Canes fans who want to be gatekeepers of I don't know why you want to gatekeep your team, but you know what?
I don't know. I have no trouble dealing with other fans. No, not Sam, but like other teams fans that I'm like, I don't want to fight with my fans, with my my fan teammates.
Yeah. Who do you think you are, Vegas? Calm down.
Well, just like Kat, sometimes we have to deal. Not you, Zach, but Kat, Bailey. I don't know if you've encountered this, but with people like men having to like mansplain things to us, and it's like
I literally got told on a Twitter space that my opinions did not matter and I belonged in the kitchen.
Oh.
So I've already experienced this.
All right.
Was that on one of ours, or was that just a random?
No, this was a space that I had joined. I don't know. JJ was there, and it was oof.
Okay, so what's that person's at? Because I'm.
It was we deduced that it was probably a fake account. Guy trolling, because he said he was an ESPN writer, but I looked all over ESPN and he was nowhere to be found. This dude had 40 something followers.
Oh, there you go then.
So an ESPN writer.
Why are you saying that comment and then proclaiming you're an ESPN writer? Like, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I understand that.
Yeah, this is an anti.
Unless they're coming at me about like not knowing the worth of my players.
No, I literally told a man today, you're barking up the wrong tree. Don't even start.
Yep.
So basically, it's safe to say this is an anti-mansplaining hockey podcast. So
yes.
Hey, you can tell from our drafts that we do know our hockey sense, and honestly, we just like talking hockey and having fun. And it doesn't matter.
Clearly, this is going
your
on.
Yeah, I know. I mean,
your gender. We just like talking hockey, and it can be fun for anyone to talk. And honestly, that's why we really like being on this podcast with Zach and Bailey, because it's inclusive.
We love you guys.
Are even when Zach is outnumbered.
Hey, you know what? It's fine with me. I mean, hey, it's more hockey. Mine's talking hockey. I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
even that's what we're here for. We're talking hockey. Who doesn't want talking hockey? So I mean. Yeah, no, but I Bailey, appreciate you as the co-host. Sam and Kat, appreciate both of you coming on again for second time. Obviously, more times to come. So, yeah, make sure to check out Sam and Kat on all their socials, all their TikToks and articles and all that good stuff.
Way back to them.
Yeah, make sure follow me and Bailey. Follow the SurgeCast for all Hurricanes stuff and just fun shenanigans on the internet, because it might be some serious stuff on the internet, but we like to have fun, so come have fun with us on Twitter and all that good stuff. But until next week for episode 5 of season 2, I'm Zach,
I'm Bailey,
and we'll see you next time here at the SurgeCast.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Media production. Some said we'd go belly up, so we made it our name. And we're still here.